foregone pleasures should not have
Yeah,
been
it
desired in the
follows.
first
Yeah,
place.
we're saying because of this first sentence, it follows that many foregone pleasures should not have been desired in the first place. And what is our reasoning for that?
Because if something would have been justifiably regretted if it had occurred, then it's something that one should not have done in the first place.
Right. So our premises are saying, like, if something would have been done that it would have been justifiably regrettable if it had occurred, then it is something that one should not have desired in the first place. But from that, we jump to, it follows that many foregone pleasures should not have been desired in the first place. Does this conclusion follow logically from our premise? No. What is our new trait, or not trait, our new variable that we bring in? Taylor?
Like, what is something that we would bring in to fill in this gap?
No. What is the new variable that our conclusion brings in? That this comes out of left field. Like, we don't talk about that at all.
I don't know, I'm confused. Let's see. Are you talking about foregone pleasures?
Yeah. We don't talk about, like, that's a new variable that we bring in, right? Like, we don't talk about that. We're talking about something being justifiably regrettable. So if something is justifiably regrettable, then we shouldn't have desired it. But what does that have to do with many foregone pleasures? Nothing, right? So our prediction for this needs to connect those two things in some way. So what could we say that would guarantee this conclusion, that many foregone pleasures should not have been desired?
Because foregone pleasures are considered justifiably regret.
Yes, if many foregone pleasures, this is perfect. If many foregone pleasures are justifiably regrettable, and justifiably regrettable are things we don't desire, that follows perfectly. Great job.
Yeah, I've had this one before and I've never understood it until now.
Ah, that's a win that's your win for the week. All right, so let's go ahead and put your answer in the chat. No, literally, you predicted this word for word, Taylor.
D, but
B and D are the two tricky ones. So A is easy to cross off. Like, one should never regret one's pleasures. Like, that doesn't even bring in anything. Like you should like if it's pleasurable, you should not regret it. Well, that doesn't help us at all. Let's skip over B. C says everything that one desires and then regrets not having is a foregone pleasure. That just defines what a foregone pleasure is. And that doesn't guarantee that we should not have desired them in the first place. So let's cross that off. E says nothing that one should not, like, why do they write like this? Nothing that one should not have desired in the first place fails to be a pleasure. Do we see this? We have a nothing, should not, and a fails all in one sentence. That's ridiculous. But what we're looking at here is for D, many foregone pleasures. So they're saying many foregone pleasures. So if it's a foregone pleasure, I'm gonna write this in a different color. Orange. So if it's a foregone pleasure, it would have been justifiably regrettable. Does that connect two of our premises together? Yes. So this is exactly what we had going on here, where we're saying, like, if it's a foregone pleasure, that means that it's justifiably regrettable. And what do we know about being justifiably regrettable from our stimulus? Is that it should not have been desired in the first place. And so this connects the foregone pleasure of our conclusion to being not desired, which is right here. So then if we look at B, foregone pleasures that were not desirable, so this is just foregone pleasures that you did not desire would not have been justifiably regrettable. So this just means that if it is a justifiably regrettable thing, it is not a foregone pleasure that you desired, which doesn't do it for us. Do you see that, Giovanna and Ahmed, how that worked?
Yeah.
It's tough, but those predictions really are going to help you when you start seeing them, how we connected it in that way.